was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Can't be
forward.
like a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have
Corrupt
sex and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's nice.
My name is Lucky, and I'm from Paul.
I'm Isaac Williams from West Bank. I'm glad to be here today, here by the march, to stand as one with the people.
My name is Imelda Dreesen. I live in the gardens in town, and I'm here today to support South Africa and what we stand for.
I'm Sharon Smuts from Oranje. I'm here because I really am concerned about our country and the state it's in.
Hi, I'm Tracy Hoffman, and I'm here at the march today to support South Africa.
Hi, my name's Max. I'm here because I belong to a group, the South African Citizens Group.
What led me here was when we, with our President Jacob Zuma's recent decision to sack various ministers, and the fact that we were downgraded to junk status. It affects our investments. It affects my future pension. I don't have much time for it to recover. It's taken a downgrade. I'm also here because of the future of my daughter and the youth of South Africa. We are an amazing country, and I think that we need to stand up for what we believe in.
I was born in Cape Town 59 years ago. I come from a political family. My brother was incarcerated for demonstrating. My sister was in exile. My parents were at loggerheads with the government those days, the apartheid regime. And we fought for freedom as a family, and this is not what we wanted. This man is not our president.
As a young man, I've faced a lot of things on the street. Before I was on the street, living in Cape Town, on the street like every other young man. But I've made a change, and today I'm not proud of our president, because you know what? He's very unfair, and like he gets away with a lot of things in this country, and I kon nog so nie. You see, I kon nog so nie nou. Miskien nou ek gaan steel klomp geld, ek gaan tronk toe ek. Maar hy kom nog so nie in die country nie. Hy bou 'n huis vir my hele familie waar ek my eie familie in my weggestoot, wat hy's daar 'n klomp geld wat hy steel van die mense van in Afrika, en ek kom nog so nie, so daai bekommer vir my 'n bietjie man.
Ek is 'n boerling van die Kaap. Ek is in die Kaap uit weg. Toe sê ek maar, ek is gebore in 1981 in die Kaap van. Ek is in die Kaap uit weg toe sê ek maar 3 jaar oud. Hy het toe die Kaap nog die Boland. Toe die Kaap nog die Boland. My pa het my gesê die plek was gewees amper soos heuning en goud. Om het toe te stel. Daar was nie heiterd en hoe kan ek sê backbite en sulke dinge nie. Mense het altyd saam gestaan. As jy 'n bietjie koffie maak hier, hy het 'n bietjie suiker gegee en sy 'n bietjie koffie gegee. Daai was heeltyd unite. En uit United gaan ons heeltyd streng kry en krag. Jy is hoe ons gaan alles kan regkry aan ons land. So ek voel eintlik seer vir wat plek vat nou hier in my land, because is eintlik 'n skeer in die regering wat nooit ooit wie sal kan regtig gefiks word. Om waar te sê, because enigiemand wat hy sal fiks, is net die vader. Niemand anders ons as mens, maar soos ek sê, as ons staan as United as een, dan kan ons 'n ding regkry. So dis al wat ek wil sê.
So ek kan baie proud van Mr. Mandela, my pa. Daai man, nou regtig waar, hy het gestaan met die regte ding in die country. Vandag is hy nie hier nie. Wat ek kan by haar home country en ek sê, die man Zuma kan nie naby hom kom nie. Hy sal nooit naby Mr. Mandela kan kom nie, van hy. You see what's going on in this country now? Die mense, hulle strike en allemaal die dinge. Because this guy, hy wil nie afklim nie. Ek weet nie wat gaan nou met hom nie.
One of my staff actually printed this out. I don't lay claim to it. But it is what Nelson Mandela said himself, amongst many other wise things. But he said, if the ANC does to you what the apartheid government did to you, then you must do to the ANC what you did to the apartheid government. It was said by Nelson Mandela at the COSATU conference in 1993. Now we the ANC are not living up to their own policies, to their own things that they held dear. They, most certainly, there was not a single soul that did not hold Nelson Mandela dear. Not a single soul. And yet they are not living up to his fine example that he put out.
We are very aware that the minority of the people in this country are supporting the majority because the country doesn't run on its own. It needs the finances, so it's the taxes that we pay, the business taxes, the personal taxes that we pay. And every single person who pays VAT, we all contribute to the running of the country. So the fact that we're just being disrespected, whatever we do, is not being acknowledged.
And the money's going into his private coffers, he and all his cronies. They're enriching themselves and nobody else benefits.
Yes.
Elke mens wat geboren wordt in die Afrika van ons nee, is gerechtig voor een free subsidie van government af. Even als je wil een job wil opstellen, ook je net gaan met je jobkaart naar government toe, daar is een free subsidie geld wat ons moet krijgen van hulle af, wat ik kan mee bezig staan. Ik niet om een berg te dragen bij party. Als government kan mij helpen met geld, dan kan ik wel overtuigen. Wat kan ik doen met mijn geld? Dan zal ik weer kan zwart die party of mensen zien dat daar berg zo zien. Kijk met onze nation man, dan zal je zien. Wat kan die mensen voor zichzelf doen? Because God zegt, help hem. Hij kan hemzelf helpen. Maar als we kan zelf helpen, nou los hem daarna. Maar geen van mensen ga je zien. Als voor hem om te kan denken. Wat moet we maken met een zakje? Waar toe ga je geld? Ons weet dat niet. Als ons komen voor die dingen. Dat wordt ons zeggen, die dingen is langer gestopt. Zoveel jaar terug. Maar dat was er niet zo geweest. Daar was er niks gezegd voor ons. Of we laten weten op papier en schrift. Of we zullen zeggen op tv, zoals we laten weten. Die dingen wordt gestopt. Zoals nou, ik maak ook een voorbeeld van die huissubsidies nou. Je moet nou 40 years oud is en je moet getrouwd is om subsidie te krijgen. Ik praat van 7 jaar terug. Dan krijg ik een free subsidie. Zonder bezigheid. Verstaan? En die subsidie was geweest 150.000. Maar nou, 7 jaar terug, je zijn nog weer change. You must be married. No, what is that?
It was all just to get votes from the people. They made false promises to everybody.
True.
But it's like he's really done it now because it's the final thing that he could have done to
Cherry
wreck
on
our
the top.
economy. Yeah.
And it appears that anybody that opposes him is out. He puts them in because he thinks he's going to get their support, and then when they're aware of all his bad doings and corruption, he just axes them. And that's the actions of a dictator.
Don't you feel that he's treating us like absolute idiots?
Well, he does just
because
disrespect
you've got a group of people that are known, the Guptas, a group of people in this country that are known to be
Not South African.
not so socially correct around here, who are wanting to open a bank. The only way they can open the bank is if the Minister of Finance gets fired before 12 o'clock at night, so that the charges can be dropped, paving the way. I mean, that was a blatant, open book
we've
of
seen
how.
this throughout Africa. Idi
Not a soul
Amin.
in South Africa is going to worry about it. You're all idiots, man. Don't worry.
Yeah.
You know, we'll just sweep it under carpet. I mean, that's
We
ridiculous.
don't want South Africa to go the way the rest of Africa has with dictators. We just don't want it. Mugabe, Idi Amin, we've seen them, and now we've got Zuma, and we don't want it to happen in our beautiful country. That's why we're all here.
I've heard talk about the Fees Must Fall group. I've heard Tony Ehrenreich suggesting that, you know, they're not going to support something like this because the groups that are coming out today never supported them in the past. And you know what? I don't feel that that's true at all. It's just I could not support violence as the fees must fall. I could not support destruction of infrastructure. I could not support a lot of the stuff that the Casato was calling. But today, it doesn't matter which group you're with, whether you are staunch communist or you are staunch on the opposite side. It's going to affect you. It doesn't matter. It's going to affect the beggar in the street. Right up to the top person, it's going to affect. And that's why I feel that I'm here today.
Being here today is so scary because you don't know what to expect. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know, are the police going to shoot you? I grew up in '76 with the school violence. I grew up in the '80s with the violence. I had those guns pointed at me when I was walking to school in my school uniform. So so it's scary, but I believe yes, we need to set our fears aside, and we need to believe. We need to show that we believe in our country, in our people, in our future. And yes, so it is scary, but you know, if you're not brave, you don't get anywhere.
I've come out of a very good background and a very good house. You see, sir, my brother had a company of import-export containers in a depot. His name was Fabian. So last year they shot him dead in front of the house. And I wasn't there at that time. I was living in the street in Cape Town. You know, so I was living here for 8 years in this town, begging people for money and doing drugs and all these kind of funny things. But then, when was it now? March month, I've started to tell myself, kijk, nee man, die gaan niet met mij iets werken. Ik raak me moeg van die leven nou. So. Van mensen beg plaaien, vragen die, vragen die. Ik wil niet meer dat doen. Ik ga nou met mezelf helpen. En dat zie je in de Bijbel. Die Heer helpt die wat hemzelf wil helpen. Toen ga ik mezelf en toen ga ik mezelf te doen. Toen vraag ik, kan je voor mij helpen alsjeblieft? En hij is mij geholpen en voor mij een plek gekregen. En die perelen. En nou ik is daar in die perelen en ik is blij. Ik is daar en die Heer is goed man. Maar die man, hij is van die duivel af pa.
We're the citizens of this country. We're not an army. We don't have guns. We're not here. We're peaceful. We're coming here with one thought, with one plan, and that is to stand together. And that is to stand together against Jacob Zuma. That's why we're here, as one.
Yes, as you say, I just go on there. Our guns is our mouth, soos 'n mond, and our tongue. That's why we don't depend on weapons.
Zuma's afraid of his own people because he knows we don't want him as our president. So he surrounds himself with bodyguards and military because he knows how unpopular he is amongst the people in the streets.
You know what? I think he's very scared because hij wil niet afklimmen, maar hij weet, als hij gaat afklimmen, hij gaat dronken toe. Hij weet die.
Many things could come from today, but I'm hoping that we'll start turning things around so that funding is getting used in the right place, in the pillars of society, your police force, your medical, your education, your old age, and your social services. If we can start getting our funding to go to the right places, and we can start getting government to act for us, I think then we are doing a good job.
You know, the people will do what's right and what's standing for what's right. No man, what's wrong. Maar die jongen is een kakjong, zullen we zo zeggen. Ik zal hem zo te zeggen, is een kakjong.
We have an amazing country. We have an amazing bunch of people. People here are enthusiastic and we're resilient. We get up, we fall down, we get up. And together, I believe that united we stand. And I stand for South Africa. I stand for our people. I stand for our future. I stand for our children.
My dream is to be the president of South Africa. Lucky, Mr. Lucky.
My droom is eintlik my kinders met 'n successful life het in Afrika.
Is that as South Africans, we have a beautiful future to look forward to. And this is for my daughter. I want her and her children and the other children in our country to have a beautiful country and future to live for.
My dream too is for a united, beautiful, beautiful South Africa and opportunities for my daughter growing up in this land of ours.
My dream is that all South Africans can flourish and prosper.
My dream is to have a government for the people, by the people, whereby we flourish and prosper, but also that we educate and stand for no poverty, no unemployment, and a better life for all.
Yazzie, you should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong. You should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong.